Aleah, I guess the obvious thing is to start with all these tens that are starting to rack up. What are we missing now? Just bars is the only thing that's left?
Yep.
Walk me through these last 3 weeks and these tens.
Yeah, I think we're just finally getting the ball rolling with this competition season. It's never about trying to be perfect every single time, but it's just trying to do my routine to the best of my abilities, and it's kind of like the cherry on top with all of it going on.
I know that obviously, like you said, you never want to be perfect, but now that you know how it feels consistently, is it, I don't want to say easier, but now do you have that kind of muscle memory?
Yeah, I think it helps just knowing exactly what I need to do in order to achieve probably the best routines that I've been able to do, and so it kind of helps give you a little bit of a confidence booster going into these next couple meets.
I don't think anyone's ever gotten a 10 in LSU history on all 4 events. Do you think you have a 10 in you on bars? You think?
I think the focus is just doing my routine just like I know how to do, and then if that's what comes up, then great, and then if not, we'll take what's good and we'll keep moving forward.
How does bars rank in terms of what you think you're good at?
Right, I think probably the main thing is just sticking that dismount. It's a little bit more difficult just because it's a backwards landing, so it's kind of hard to get that really narrowed in, but I know I can do it. I've done it before, and it's just about putting it all together.
How many tens does your sister have?
I don't know off the top of my head, actually, so that's not a number that I keep in mind.
So is that, I mean, there's no sibling rivalry now? I mean, you keep track every time you get one, or you texting her I got 3, you know?
Oh, no, nothing like that. Thankfully, she's actually been able to watch the past 2. So she was here this past weekend, and she was here at Auburn too, and it's really special just having her be there as well as me performing to the best of my abilities.
I took the picture with the 2 tin
Yes.
scoreboards. I mean, nobody's probably mentioned it, but I'm sure that's something that's never happened in program history before, 2 sisters getting tins. It's kind of cool to do something that someone's never done before.
Yeah, I think it's just carrying on the legacy,
Y'all got Alabama coming up. How y'all carry this momentum on the road?
Yeah, I think this past weekend we built up our confidence a lot. We know that we're able to put a complete meet together. We know what we need to do, and it's just taking that confidence and moving it over to next week.
Jay said he felt like that y'all do better when y'all are underdogs, when y'all have no pressure, I guess. How y'all kind of get out of that mindset and make that a common trait?
Yeah, I think it's knowing that no one's going to hand us anything. Nobody feels sorry for us. Nobody is rooting for us whenever we go to the other side. And so we have to take that and we have to build momentum off of it. Alabama's a great environment. It's a great team. We're going to go up and again, we're going to put up our best fight against them. And it's building up our confidence from last week going into this week, and it's just putting it all together. And it's not about duplicating anything. We know we don't have to be perfect. We know we don't have to do the same thing all over again, but what we do know is that we have to take the good, what we learned from this past week, and bring it over to the next time.
Last road meet was a very good performance at Auburn. Didn't get the win. Is it important, how important is it to get the W in a meet on the road, or is it just you're worried about the score, improving that in that way?
Yeah, it's not necessarily about wins and losses. It's just about how high of a score can we get, really, and it's about just putting up our best fight against whoever we go against every single week.
Do you think Florida was, did it feel differently in terms of just everything was clicking, or was it the same thing that you've been doing, for the past couple of weeks that finally just hit this time, and it hit really well on all cylinders?
Yeah, I think it was just we caught momentum right out of the bat, first event, and we carried that all the way through. Sometimes this past season we would have first 2 events would go really well, and we wouldn't quite have that end of finish that we wanted to have. And so we were able to just put a complete meet together, all 4 events, all the way through, and then the results were what they were.
Is it hard to get it if you don't start off in the first event well? Is it hard to really grab that momentum and ride it all the way to the end?
No, not at all. I think we just have to build it from ourselves. It can't come from any other person, whether we like the scores, we don't like the scores. It has to come from inside of us, and that's something that we're really working on. Is just we can't control all these external factors, but we can control what goes on around in the circle while we're competing, and so that's what's going to help us get up and get on to the next event.